Hey everybody, TV Ben here. Just wanted to jump in real quick before you start this episode to let you know that Stern has changed some of the wording in their end user license agreement, which is what we were discussing in the past episode and the forthcoming episode that you're about to see. So Craig and I had spoken this week and we wanted to let you guys know that the change had happened. We weren't aware of it when we recorded this, obviously, because it hadn't happened. So the main wording that they have changed deals with the streaming portion, and they are saying now that they do not have the authority to tell you whether or not to stream. So still something out there to kind of consider that we probably should talk about in a future episode, but they are looking and changing this thing. So we will discuss this further, but we wanted to let you know that this came out after we had recorded this. So anything that you hear us talking about in this episode, we weren't aware of at the time. But thanks for watching and enjoy the episode. Hey everybody, TV Ben here. We're back for part 2 with Craig. We were picking up where we left off last week about end user license agreements. I feel like we're in school. End user license agreements.
This is pinball, right, Ben? We're still talking pinball.
We're getting into some nitty gritty lawyer speak of the end user license agreement and DMCA and how it's going to affect streaming futures. Maybe not so much for me, but somebody popular like you, or i.e. pinball, or somebody that is not Jack Danger. And again, we're not speaking ill of these guys, but they, they're more in the club than me and you will ever be.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about us down here.
50 grand into trying to get into that club, and I apparently still not in it yet. That's not enough.
That is not enough for the entry fee.
What's the number? What do I got to do? Do I have to buy a Supreme?
I think you've got to. That's what it is. Oh, forgot about that game. I think you got to move to Chicago. Yep. You got to be walkable or drivable to these guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not looking for us down in this way. But yeah, so picking up where we were last week, and again, this is the simulcast of the TV Ben podcast. Catch us anywhere you could catch a podcast, and also Hurry Up Pinball with Craig, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram,
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Facebook, all those things. But check out Craig's stuff, and he was gracious enough to come over here and then stay for a second part. And
I'm coming over here, it's awesome.
Oh, I know. Well, I'm not saying that, but I knew you liked coming over here. Not that it's awesome.
And your mom raised a good boy.
She raised such a nice young man. Good luck trying to get Craig not to talk about something. No. That's the secret. Your wife's probably glad that you left for a little while. Maybe even your kids.
I'll tell you, man. The weird thing is,
you're welcome. By the way,
I hope everybody enjoyed their week break from me. I'm back. I'm a chatty Cathy, but I'll tell you what. When I get in those modes where I'm talked out, and I'm quiet.
That's bad.
Everybody and their brother is like,
wait a minute,
what is wrong? Are you okay?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm just like. I need a minute to
remember that old study they did with words per day that men and women, it's like women do 5 times more words a day spoken than a man on average, typical. I'd say you are one of the exceptions to that rule. That's
because I haven't figured out that the more I talk, the more trouble I get into.
Yeah,
It's there, but I haven't connected it yet.
Well, maybe you'll figure it out by the time you're 50.
I got married and somebody's like, you know what the key to a happy marriage is? Just shut up. Shut up.
Or, my wife's not around that often. So
hey, it works out too.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
When I travel for work, same thing.
Yeah,
I'm like, she's getting a break from me. It's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, she's glad that, you haven't been going anywhere lately.
No, she's probably ready to pull her hair out.
All right, well, let's jump back into high school EULA agreement coverage here. So we're on. Everybody open your textbooks to page 3 of the end user.
EULA. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, don't sing that. We could get in trouble.
Oh, yeah. Seriously.
You made a derivative work of a popular song.
Hey, well, as long as you donate any money you make off this podcast to them, I think we can put it up on YouTube.
The minute I make any money on YouTube, everybody's going to know. And it's not going to happen. I think... Well, and I was actually surprised. Like last week, I think we had 48 views. And that was big.
It was good. I'm just thinking...
Big.
whatever happens with this, we just got to combine forces. We need to come out with the super pinball show of everything together and just attack this whole thing.
Well, right. Well, we were discussing in the past, and I don't think this is a secret, that we were going to join and kind of make a whatever we were going to call ourselves in North Carolina,
because we love pinball.
Yes,
and nothing else.
There you go. I love other things. What do you say?
I love other things.
I love pinball and nothing else. Sorry, kids.
Outside of this room.
Wait, is my cat in here? No, I think she left. She was in here last week.
I love that Mario poster.
Which one?
The Mario poster in there. I have it. I love it.
I've got like 10 in here. Which one?
We can share our love of things, Ben.
Are we talking about the Mario Kart one?
We just can't share people we love.
Probably for the best, right? Wait, which Mario poster are we talking about?
I don't know. Did you see the train? The train just went by and it just flew off the tracks.
Yeah,
right there.
It's gone.
That was it.
Anyway, yeah, my cat was in here, so I was going to say I like my cat. So anyway, back to page 3.
Yeah,
so
page 3.
I think where we were last week, we were saying, where does it end? Like, yes, Spider-Man's behind me.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a Metallica shirt. Dracula is an IP.
Is No Fear still around?
No, I think that brand died.
We're okay on that one?
But, somebody's grandson that might still rights or something, but I doubt it. Yeah, I think that brand died out in the late 90s. Yeah. But yeah, where does it end? Am I allowed to show this behind me? Am I allowed to show Tron behind you?
You have Metallic on your T-shirt. Yeah. Are you allowed to show that? There he is again. Dracula's on fire today.
He realized you're a chatty Cathy, and he's trying to top the chattiest of them all over here. He spoke like twice last week when Troy was here.
And he's like 5 or 6 times the last week.
He is.
Yeah. AKA 20 minutes ago.
Well, he remembers you from the Lost Ball incident.
Yes, he wants me to find that. We're going to tear that machine apart and find that lost ball today, Ben.
No, we're not. All right. Yes. So, where do we draw the line?
Where do you draw the line? If I'm walking around, I'm shooting a video completely unrelated to whatever I have on. Like, I joked. I was going to wear my Guardians of the Galaxy T-shirt today just to see if somebody would be like, you can't wear that shirt because that's ours and we didn't give you permission to wear it on a podcast.
Right.
Like, where do you draw the line? There's, Honda has a badge on the back of a car. If somebody's part of a Honda car club and they get a Honda T-shirt and they're out and they shoot a video of them being at this car show.
Yeah.
Like, if they say negative things about Honda, they say negative. Like, is that why they go after them? From what I understand in video games, they kind of look the other way because it's great marketing.
Yeah.
It is amazing marketing when people play these games and stream them and everybody tunes in. To me, that's way better than the marketing they do themselves. To me, it's about rolling it out, and then these new platforms are awesome for marketing. But they do go after people in situations where those individuals are bad-mouthing them.
Right.
And they say, you can't stream our game anymore. But again, with this, we're not out there bad-mouthing Stern. We're actually being...
No, we're showing off what they got.
Yeah, we're showing off what they got and helping convince people to buy stuff. And when you're negotiating, and this comes down to, from what Gary Stern was saying, his negotiations with these licensors. So when they're having those discussions with them...
Is it licensors or licensors?
Yeah. See, this is why we're high school. This is where high school right now. The people who hold the license. I think it's licensor. The licensee
rich
is
people that got stuff.
The licensee, I think, is the one who's actually licensing it from the licensor. I think.
Correct. I think. Yeah.
But anyways, that being said, when they're having these discussions, just get some more clarification on it. Where by the way, we have a group of streamers. They are actually out helping to sell these products.
Right.
And the question is, if they pay $1 million for a license, so like with Beatles, I know they paid $1 million for that license. That's what they said. It was a 7-figure license.
So at least $1 million.
Yeah. They paid $1 million for that. I think that was one of their most expensive at the time.
Yeah.
And they do that. It's like...
Hush up there. Yeah. Hush.
Yeah, and they do that. They pay for those licenses. It's like, ultimately, that licensor... They don't care if they sell 10 machines or they sell 150,000 of them. Mm-hmm. Stern's the one that cares how many they sell because that's how much money they're going to make. Unless there's something written into those agreements that says, we're going to license this from you. Yeah, and if we sell over a certain amount, then you'll get an extra cut.
The license holder has made their money. If Stern didn't sell any Beatles games, the Yoko and whoever else, Paul, got all of their money. Who else is still... Well, I guess Ringo's still around. Yeah, Ringo.
Yeah.
Was Ringo 80 now?
I don't know. I looked the other day. I'm like, which one? I know John Lennon was shot, and then I'm like, one of the Beatles got
40
stabbed
years
in
ago.
his home at some point.
Harrison got stabbed at his home. Yeah, but then Harrison died in like 03 or something like that. But
yeah, but just at the end of the day, the licensor, I think, doesn't care. They're like, you purchased the license, and this is it. However, this is our intellectual property, and so it's where I'm confused with Stern as far as what they're allowed to do with a license. Is it just the basics?
That's part of the discussions.
Right, it's part of the discussion. So
they were saying, like, with quick first one I think of is Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
they were told what they could and couldn't use for artwork. And
that's
things
how
like
it always.
That.
That's how it always goes. I mean, you have to negotiate that stuff. If you want this.
If
you want Chris Pratt in there, like he's got his own people you have to work with.
Right.
The Disney has to be weighed in on that too, and it's like, those things get exponentially more expensive. So this brings you back to like Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
For streaming purposes, it's awesome that machine doesn't have music for streaming. That it doesn't have music from the movie, and it doesn't have animations and clips from the movie.
Horrible voice acting.
But even with that,
yeah.
Stern is still saying I can't stream that pinball machine without their permission.
Correct.
But there's not any copyrighted information in there.
Except for that's what we were saying last week, that Jurassic Park itself is like Black Knight.
Where do you draw the line?
But Black Knight is, Williams or Stern owns that, but
where do you draw the line? And that's
actually, you know what? That's the name of this episode. That's what it's going to be.
Where do you draw the line?
Where do you draw the line? Because I don't know.
I don't either.
Know. And I hate lawyer speak type stuff, and that's what's in this document. Like, just speak, use English, regular, everyday English, and be like, yes, as long as it's not modified code. If this is the stock code that came from the factory, we're good.
So let's
put
talk
a Cleveland
about this.
on. You can't.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. One of the things is they're talking about your Stern pinball ceasing to work if you modify that.
Yeah, they're going to brick
The only way to enforce that is through online connectivity. And like I've said, the minute I'm required to do that, I will not buy any more Stern games.
Right.
And if JJP does the same thing,
that's it.
It's going to be tough.
New hobby time or a bunch of Williams.
I am going to sell my games, and I will have the nicest collection of Williams machines. I'll probably have 12 Williams machines in my basement.
Now, that's another thing. Like, like with the remakes, or as some people call it, the refakes.
Yeah, refake.
If you got like a Medieval Madness, can we stream that? Yeah. Or would you be better off getting the original Medieval?
Thing. Even with this, none of this was in place. None of this agreement from Stern is in place.
Right.
Before that code. And the new code up the right before Christmas.
Right.
That's why I haven't put any new code on. I'm not violating anything.
Yeah, we've agreed to nothing.
I have not agreed to get your permission to stream my game.
Correct.
If you have an issue with that, then you need to tell me about it. Yeah. That's not on me to go hunt you down and figure out.
Yeah, you can't go running back after you bought it.
This, and then if I go do my... And again, it's just posturing to say that they're dealing with it. But bricking machines, I'm like, okay, if I put a modified code in my machine at some point and you brick it because it's not... Like, we're not talking about an iPhone. We're talking about a $6,000 to $10,000 pinball machine that I own. If I'm not streaming that, if I'm not infringing on any copyright, why should you be able to brick my machine?
Right.
Or keep it from working? I'm like, again.
Do you think they really would, or is this just like that? I mean, you're a parent. Is this like one of those parental threats? Like, I'll turn around this car right now. You're not going to turn around. You're 3,000 miles from home.
So let's get in.
You're really going to do it?
Yeah. So you take an individual.
Yeah.
Who has a questionable case about copyright infringement. What's going to happen? Ultimately, Disney's going to bring out an army of lawyers.
Yeah, because
they're going to bury that person before they ever even get a chance to make a legitimate claim.
Yeah.
They're just going to wipe the floor with that person.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Stern's going to do that. I think the intellectual property folks, every once in a while they seem to make an example out of somebody.
Yeah. Remember that chick from Napster or something?
Yeah.
They nailed her for like $500,000.
Oh, they went after the guy that had all the ROMs, the Nintendo ROMs that was distributing those, where you could download it from the site. They went after him for a massive amount of stuff. But the reality of it is, there's a line, and these are very unclear. Copyright infringement, yes. Yeah. Gary Stern said that's a felony.
Right.
If I am showing something like you're showing your Metallica T-shirt right
now,
You're showing that right now.
Yeah, no,
are you making money off of that?
No.
You know,
Yeah.
Can you prove damages? You
I spent money to do it.
Yeah, you spent money. I've spent a lot of money on pinball that
Metallica doesn't sell cheap gear, by the way.
No, I know.
Nothing they have is like, oh, it was like $2. Yeah,
it's just the line. It's the line. There's so much. What I don't like is the bots that are scrubbing everything.
Well, and they've taken their own stuff out, like you said last week with Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
I think over the summer or summer into fall, where they do the upfronts for television, CBS was it Star Trek, I think?
Yeah.
Got shut down in the middle of their presentation because they were doing it online because of Corona.
Yeah.
Got shut down in the middle of their presentation for Star Trek that they own.
Yep, and that's what cracks me up. It's like
stupid bots.
Even with Jack Danger, they knew that it was going to get shut down.
Yeah.
So they moved it over to the Facebook page. It was up there for 30 minutes.
Boom.
Then that got shut down, and I'm like, you are shutting down the people who've actually paid for the license at this point, and that shows you how broken the whole thing is.
Yeah.
And when they won't let me put up Guardians, I have to ask for a review of it, and I have to do all these other steps just to get them to consider it.
Yeah.
But from the get-go, it's down.
Well, that's why they always say, even like with the old Terminator movies, which I know is not real yet, but it's good to keep a human in the loop on some things because it's code. I recognize this as copyrighted, removed. There is no, but you don't reason with a machine. It's running its commands.
And what's really funny to me is they knew that this music was going to be an issue because Jack Danger got hit with a bunch of that stuff. Take down your videos and all that. You get another strike, you're out. All that. So he's very serious about it because that's his livelihood. The reality of it is Stern has a license for it. They knew this was going to be an issue. They couldn't even figure it out.
Yeah. That's why you need to.
And now you're coming to me be like, you can't do this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, apparently you can't either.
Right.
And you're telling me I can't do it and you're still trying to do it.
Right.
I'm confused.
But we were saying, like, you have your video. We were saying this before we started recording here. You've got your video showing how to replace an SD card that went bad in the machine. Yeah. Again, where do you draw the line? Are they going to do, like, once you're online connected, if you did do that, hey, you're using the wrong SD card. Yeah. This is the wrong brand.
Yeah.
This is, you didn't use the Stern brand SD card.
And again, is this posturing? But these are all things that...
I think that's what you got.
You want to...
Yes, right there.
You want to dig into this. Like, okay, hey, guess what? I bought a game, and after a month and a half, the SD card took a dump.
Yeah.
And I went out on my own, even under warranty, and I just didn't want to deal with it. I paid.
It's easier.
And I flashed it, and I made a video of showing people how to do it.
A very nice video, by the way.
I tried.
It was nice.
But again, it's like, okay, are you going to start selling Stern SD cards? And if you're in my machine, there he is again.
Gary, not Stern. Gary Oldman, hush, please.
Yeah. So if you're checking, you'd be like, okay, this isn't a Stern SD card. So, it just allows so much more control. It's like even with the Amazon, the Alexa, we have a bunch in my house. My wife bought a whole bunch of them.
And I won't do it.
I like it for my pinball machines, but I know everything. Privacy's gone.
Yeah.
The pinball machine's moving into that realm. You're opening the door for them to decide how they want to run your machine that you've paid a ton of money for.
Right.
So, what again? Looking at this list, what are the terms of getting permission from Stern to stream a game?
Yeah, they don't tell you who to reach out to.
No,
so
they don't.
You're not. I might just. You're basically not going to get permission.
Should I go to customer service? Like they'd be like, "That's not our department. Talk to Gary, and Gary's busy."
I would say who's it going to be? Who's Jody and who's Jared?
Jared. I've been keeping an eye on? I've been keeping on Raymond Davidson. He's one of the best pinball players in the world. I think he was the #1 ranked player.
Okay.
And I'm watching his Twitch channel because I'm like, is he putting up streams of games, Stern games? Ever since this came out, is he doing that? Because I think somebody just played I think he played Stranger Things recently. And, I mean, he's a Stern employee.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, okay, is he having issues with this?
Well, he would know who to ask.
Yeah, he would. And I'm sure he's going to get permission because he's the #1 pinball player.
Yeah.
And he works for Stern. But, again, the stuff, the lessons from Guardians of the Galaxy, it was a big eye-opener. It was, honestly, it was, I put the video up, and I woke up the next morning, and then I saw the copyright stuff. And then I even tried to go through YouTube said that there was like 45 seconds of video that I had to take out. And I'm like, okay, just pull it out of the 3-hour stream. They have a little thing where they'll trim out that section.
Oh, you can do that now?
Yeah, it takes all day to process. I could upload the video in like half an hour.
Yeah.
It takes all day to process. And you can do it with the music too.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that yet.
I'll edit out the music.
Yeah.
And then I'll edit out the video. Waited all day. Checked the next day. It was done. And they're like, yeah, okay, so Disney's claiming this now. And it just became this big mess where it wasn't even worth it. But
yeah.
It was really depressing. You know. Let's see. So
what you got?
SD cards.
SD cards.
Modifying software.
Yeah. We went right in. This
they're not encrypted.
Yes.
And again, the way their system is set up, can you encrypt those SD cards? How does that work? And I think the problem here is Stern left the barn door open. I was reading I was digging around on Pinside.
Ooh.
And people were talking about that. Stern left the barn door open on that in terms of the code.
Well, there's so many experts on there.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
But it's true. I got in and I looked at Elvira. I looked at the video clips that were on the SD card and
So they were unencrypted video clips just sitting on the SD
with
card.
With Pinball Browser. That's the only way you can get in and see what's in there.
Okay.
But I looked to see what was in there.
Yeah.
And getting in there and modifying these SD cards, they left the door open. You know what?
But most of those video clips on Elvira are all public domain type stuff now, right?
Not sure.
I think most of them are.
Elvira's really protective of her brand.
Of her, but I think like Monos, The Hands of Fate. Yeah. I think that guy, because the
movies were so terrible, they were just like anybody can.
He messed up on when he did that, and I think it was public domain almost immediately because he didn't. Whatever, he didn't do it right. Yeah.
Which just leads to the question, like if if I'm not infringing on any copyrights, then how can you tell me I can't stream the pinball machine?
Yeah.
You separate those two things. Now you're just telling me I can't stream without your permission. And why, if I'm not violating any copyrights?
Well, and especially, if you've already bought the game and haven't agreed to that code, you can't retroactively.
Right.
Only if you download the code.
Right. And now they're saying that these machines that are coming out, if you buy a machine, the code's already in there. And this is part. So do you have to agree to this agreement to buy a pinball machine? Are you going to get this agreement from somebody and be like, or is it an implied agreement?
I think it's implied if you
They'd be like,
delivery.
it was in your paperwork when the box shows up at your house. I'm like, yeah. Let's see about that one goes.
So what we're wondering also, like, Jersey Jack's online now. So are they going to be?
You're not hearing anything.
And they've got some heavy licenses going on, with
do.
the game we won't talk about that was very popular for some people that Troy likes. Or Pirates of the Caribbean.
I almost said it.
Thank you for not. Pirates of the Caribbean. That's a huge license with Disney. Are they going to be mad that people are streaming that?
Here's the crazy thing about that.
Yeah.
They don't have the music in there.
They've got that like background music that's in the movie.
But it's not the Disney. There's no Pirates Life for me in that game. The only stuff that ties that to Pirates is the pictures on the playfield.
Yeah.
And some of the names, like the Black Pearl, I mean, is that technically something that's trademarked?
Probably, knowing Disney.
But there's no video assets in there from the movies, and there's no. Those aren't even the real. I mean, those are call out. Those are voice actors in there. Those aren't.
Did they get the same Johnny Depp actor for the Stern Pirates for the?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at that and I'm like, okay, there's no copyright infringement right there. Could you imagine if they said, hey, you can't stream this game?
Right. Yeah.
Why? That's the question.
Give me a good reason.
I'll tell you though, this has made me reconsider purchase. I went through that. I immediately went to like the defensive, like, oh, screw this, I'm done. I'm done with Stern games.
Yeah.
I'm done. This was not cool. It was just dropped on everybody. It was, you know who likes to do stuff like that? Not to get political here. The government likes to drop in little nuggets right around the holidays on things, and you're like, hey, we just pushed this new law through, and it's Christmas Eve, and nobody's paying attention.
Right.
To me, this was sold. I got the email from Gary. Oh, Gary and his Christmas presents, code updates for these 7 games.
Right.
Nowhere on there is like, hey, check out our new user license agreement.
Yeah,
it wasn't in there.
That was the rider on the bill.
And I'm like, right before the holidays, just try and sneak that through. And just people download it, like, sorry, we got you. You're in now.
Yeah.
But it is factoring in my decision regarding pinball machines.
So you're going to give me a clue as to what you were
No.
You said
I have two games. I have two games right
Yeah.
now. And it's close to, and again, I'm making moves. I'm going to stop pulling cash out of my pockets. Like, I'm going to sell stuff, and I already have some stuff sold because I sold Boss. Just moving some money around, but $17,000 between two pinball machines that are coming.
Yeah.
And neither of them are Stern.
Okay.
So,
but that's the only clue we get. They're just not Sterns.
I'm glad they're not Sterns right now with all this stuff going on.
So $17,000 that are not Sterns.
That are not Sterns between two games. So I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to do when I get it. I'm going to do an unboxing. I might do a Twitch live unboxing of it and then swap over to. It's a new game. Ooh. Yeah, it's a new game. So I figure that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully, I'm not.
This isn't the one I already know about, right?
We know about Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
So Rick and Morty's on the way. That realistically won't be till March or April.
Okay. And this is one game or two that are.
No, there's two games total, including Rick and Morty.
Okay.
So we got another one coming. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's going to be a little surprise. I'm going to unbox it on my channel.
How long before we know this?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to tell you because that might give you an idea. So here's my challenge, Ben.
Oh, all right. I'm up for the challenge.
If you can figure out which game it is,
yep.
I'm going to give you... Oh, I got to put like some sort of a limit. I'm going to give you one guess. I'm going to make you fully commit to this.
All right.
You still eating your Baconators?
I haven't had one in a while. Yeah.
Oh, they still make you happy?
Yeah. Yeah, love them.
I will buy you or get you a Wendy's gift card.
Hey.
I'll get you a $20 Wendy's gift card if you figure out what this is.
That's like two Baconators.
You get one guess.
One guess.
You get one guess, and you take your time. And I will tell you when this pinball machine shows up.
Yeah.
And I will let you have your guess then.
So I don't guess now?
No.
Oh.
No, not right now. I want you to think about it. But that's all the information.
So you're making my show suffer. So we're going to promote it for your show. You get the promotion of, hey, come over to my channel. We'll tell you.
Hey, I plugged you last night. Did you? When I was playing Batman 66. Yeah, I'm like, hey, go over. We're going to do a podcast. You can go talk to TV Ben.
We need to do a live podcast. That's what I want to do.
That would be cool.
We need to do a live one. And like, I don't even know if we could do a phone call or something, but
yeah, I would love to do that. And that's what I'm talking about. I want to look into some of this other stuff. Let's see. So we talked about starting Williams' collection. I did take a little break from pinball over the holidays.
Yep.
I just needed a little break. I was streaming 3 to 4 days a week.
Yeah, and
this has become
working hard.
I love it though. It's not work to me. It's just fun.
But 3 hours. I don't know how you do 3-hour streams.
The business rolled in. This was the business rolling into it.
Yeah.
And I get it's a business for Gary Stern. For me, this is a passion. It's about having fun, and that trampled on my fun. It's not, I don't have that much fun, Ben.
Yeah.
Like pinball has been the shining spot for me personally for things that I like to do.
Yeah.
It's just been a blast. And this was business creeping into that. I mean, I work really hard. I have a million things I do.
You've said this before.
Pinball's the break for me. And now that is getting messed with.
I think you said that the last time you were here. Not last week, but like, whenever you were here the last time, you were saying, once this becomes a job, then I'm out.
Yeah.
So don't let it. Don't leave us.
Unless I can get compensated like I'm getting compensated for working now, then it's a whole different discussion.
Which
I'm happy to sit down and talk to a lawyer for 4 hours. And go over this.
We're not going to get paid to do this. But no, are you going to like threaten to quit and then tell me you're going to threaten to quit, but we have to go to your channel to watch you quit? Is that what we're doing?
No, it's just going to be like, hey,
I'm quitting.
I don't own any more Stern machines right now. They're over here, and here's my collection of other machines, and we're gonna stream these, and we're gonna have fun. And then if there's a problem there, I mean, honestly, it just reinforces the fact I need to make sure that I keep creating content for the tutorial stuff.
And again, not just because you're here. I think your videos for tutorials are Dracula.
That's like number 9
at least. I should put a counter in the bottom.
What I really need to do with the tutorials is I need to sit down and I need to make a plan of the ones I'd like to do. Because I've been streaming, and then it's like, okay, I'm streaming 3 or 4 nights a week, like to bust out the cameras when I do have time to go through something. And with the new games, there's not a whole lot to do. It's little tweaks and stuff. Whereas when I had a Williams game, it's like, okay, I'm going to show you guys how to rebuild this. You know, it's like I'm not doing a lot of that now. So it becomes about content creation. I need to get content up. Here's what's crazy, and I'll tell you that I think I've told you this with my channel.
Yeah.
I was getting about 3,000 minutes of watch time doing the tutorials.
That's pretty good.
I started streaming in September.
Yeah.
And throwing that up in addition to my other stuff. This past month, I hit 21,000 minutes of watch time in a 28-day period.
Wow.
And I added 60 subscribers.
That's really good.
Love the streaming.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I want to build it.
That was for me.
It was a huge eye opener though.
Yeah.
It was consistent. I was just trying to be consistent with it. And keep the content interesting. And, you know, some of the funnest streams and the most watched streams are ones where I've done challenges. Yeah. And last night I did some challenges. They were fun. We had a whole game. Like Lance was in there. Izzy was in there. And we're doing stuff where it's double flip for the whole game. And I have to do 10 dead flips during the game.
Yeah.
You know, like these. And
you were saying what, like you have to shut off the game or?
There's like one of the channel points rewards is you got to restart the game. Like I could be in the middle of a GC run and somebody has enough channel points they can drop it.
Did you have to do that one?
No, somebody last night I had like 8 dead flips.
Yeah.
And I was almost done and I had been trying it for like half an hour. Who was it? One of the guys was like, "Would you be mad right now if I made you restart the game?" And I said, "Maybe, but I'd honor it because hey,
we'll do it.
That's the way it works."
Yeah, that's the rules.
So it's been really fun and it's a way to connect with people too. It's not just about pinball; it's about having discussions, especially now. You know, everybody feels kind of isolated. Some people like that, some don't.
I like it.
I've been meeting some really cool folks just through streaming, and to think like you're telling me that I can't do that now.
Yeah,
that sucks, man. You know, I don't know any other way.
No, you've got a right to be bothered by this, and you know everybody else as well. You know. Oh, and by the way, did you see? I think it's out of camera range, but there's my rig. Does it look a little bit familiar? Yeah. I hung some stuff on there that I usually don't have. I was goofing around, but
you know what? You know what's funny is I was thinking about it. I'm like, you know, if this all just gets shut down, what the hell are we going to build out of that metal? Because I was already expensive. Thinking that. I'm like, oh, we could build a laser CNC machine, and then we just go make our own pinball.
Yeah, I was like, what would I do with that thing?
Make our own pinball signs that are just on the verge of violating copyright, but not.
Yeah. Good.
I'm like, that's the stuff. That's the stuff for CNC machines.
Yeah.
That stuff's not cheap. The extruded aluminum.
Yeah, it's nice. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do if I guess.
Give it a couple more days. Once this podcast goes up, the simulcast goes up. You know, I just recorded episode 50. I'm gonna keep streaming my games.
Of streaming. I haven't streamed since in a month.
Buffalo Pinball streamed Metallica last night
with music.
I could barely hear in the background.
Okay, because I did Metallica way back on the old streaming crap when I was just still goofing around, and I just had the music.
You think
off.
Lance is laughing at us? Ha ha! I was gonna stream, but I decided not to. I've made the right decision.
No, I don't think he's laughing at us at all.
I think Lance doesn't want to get into streaming, because he stands there and he knows that if Jackie just walks over, she's going to bury him.
Ooh, you said it, not me.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
we got to get Jackie on a stream though. Like even this all gets shut down, that's going to be our final stream.
Yeah, Jackie's great, and she's a good player, and she's just such a sweet person. But she is so.
She taught my wife how to pinball dance.
Yes,
thank you for that. Yeah. That was awesome.
But she's so good at it that she just does not want to be on camera. Which that's fine.
Yeah. I get into these challenges and then I get really into them and then I realize I'm like, I'm not interacting with anybody. I'm so into like this 10 dead flip game with double flipping.
Well, but both of them are such good players.
Yeah,
I've learned a lot from Lance too. I am not that good.
No, I'm getting better at the dead flipping. I'm getting way better at it, but don't dead flip on Ghostbusters.
So what do we say in dead flipping where you just let it come down and hit it
and it'll bounce over to the other one?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Don't do it on Ghostbusters because that gap is too big and the flippers are angled down and it usually hits and it dies and just rolls.
I was playing the other day with Troy and I was banking on it, dead flip, coming down and going... And it just rolled right off the
I remember laughing hysterically when we did that one stream on Dracula last time I was here. And it was just like...
Yeah, it just rolls right over.
And you're like, that's not what I was trying to do.
You're supposed to bounce. Come on. What happened?
But I love the streaming stuff.
Yeah.
I'm bothered by the fact that somebody's telling me what I can and can't do with that.
Yes.
If I'm not violating copyright and still telling me what I can and can't do with that.
Yeah.
That's what upsets me about it.
So what did we cover all your points here?
Yeah. We talked about sold Wizard of Oz selling Stranger Things.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
How are we on time? What are we looking like?
We got a couple minutes and we need to.
So Stranger Things, somebody asked me last night.
Yeah.
Don't like it anymore? Got bored of it? What's your guess?
I would say that the modes are whatever modes you wanted to get to, you got to, and they're far out of reach for whatever isn't, and you've had enough. Plus, you don't want to update your code anymore, so you're done.
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
So
am I close?
Final showdown. Here's the other thing that's going on. As much as I would love to have a massive amount of pinball machines, I'm actually starting to enjoy getting deeper into them. And it's like having 7 kids. One of those kids isn't going to get love.
I can imagine having one.
I've started like Wonka. I blew it up the other night. I've been dedicating time to playing Wonka and learning everything. Batman, same thing. So
I really like Batman. When we played, that was the last time I think I was at your house.
Yeah, it's hard to get really good at them, and there's part of me that wants to get really good at it, and then get to that moment where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to move on.
Okay, yeah, and we are at good time point here to quit. So, what where are we going with this? And I'm sure we're going to learn a lot more in the future.
Do we need to have a disclaimer for the TV Ben channel?
Of
the rights and opinions expressed by Ben and Craig during this podcast are. Just throw it.
They are our own thoughts. They do not represent any companies or employers that we work for.
Right. I'd like to point out I own most of my games are Stern games, and I really like them. I just don't like this agreement.
Yeah, all but 3 up here. So
yeah,
6 and 3. Anyway, yes, thank you for coming by,
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
I'm sure we are going to follow up on this, and we'll learn more. And thank you, everybody at home. And if you got any thoughts or opinions, I mean, nobody really comments on these, but if you want to,
put them in the comments. We love it.
Put them on there. And go check out Craig while he can still stream for now until he accidentally updates a code on a machine. Or
that is at twitch.tv/hurryuppinball.
Boom. Check him out there. And we will be back again. I'm not sure who's going to be the next guest, but I'll figure it out. We got
Lance. We got to get Lance.
I do want to have Lance on here.
There he is. He couldn't.
He laughed at
it. That's excellent. Awesome, man.
This is
we gotta get
unprecedented on Dracula talking. But yeah, thanks again, everybody, and we will see you again real soon.